MaxSpeedTV would like to thank our partners here at MaxSpeedTV, starting with the Colby Eye Paints. If you're in the market for a new paint job for your car, check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. Need a replica paint of your real-life car? Colby's Eye Paints has you covered. Check out Colby Eye Paints on Facebook. Also by Hershey Design. Hershey Design Company is your one-stop graphics shop if you're in need of an iRacing paint, league, team, or business logo, or want the logo on some sweet swag. Hit up Orion at the Hershey Design Company. You can find them on Facebook by searching HERSHY Design Company. Also by the Sim Speed Shop, simspeedshop.com. You can check them out for all your iRacing sim needs. Ohio IndyCar League jumping on board this season with as an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV. They are also accepting not just patrons from Ohio, but from all over. Also, iBog for all your iRacing broadcast overlay graphics done specifically by Jason Allison, one of the masters at it. So thank you to Jason. And also, last but not least, Wise Guys. You can check them out at Reverb Nation. That is spelt with a Z. So check them out on Reverb Nation. We would like to thank all of the sponsors at MaxSpeedTV and partners.
Good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight, MaxSpeedTV bringing you the drive for suicide prevention here at Charlotte. I'm your host, Chris, and with me, as always, Rick. Rick, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, Chris. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome, fans. I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah, after last week, we've kind of got a handle on these guys, and there was some points movers and shakers all over the place in the point standings. We'll be bringing that to you in just a few moments. And Rick, what do you got for the night, bud?
Oh man, well, I've been watching these guys practice, Chris, right now. Just watch them do their thing, and I think it's going to be quite the exciting race tonight. Here we are. We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're at night under the lights. The track temperature, air temperature, 65 degrees, man. So these cars are going to be very, very sticky. They're going to have a good time, I think.
After a little bit of a late start, we are getting ready to go, and like you said, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we are definitely looking forward to it. So tonight we've got 130 laps. That equals about 195 miles. Pit speed limit tonight's going to be 55 miles an hour here at Charlotte, and we're really looking forward to see what's going on. Season's coming to an end, Rick.
That it is, Chris. I mean, we just started here, but, it's starting to wind down for these guys here. We came in kind of late, but, it's been great racing. Last week at Kansas was, exciting. Matt Grutenberg actually took the win there. These guys do stage racing, Chris, so that's one thing to remember, that we are going to have a caution come out around lap 45 to end the first stage, and then around lap 80 for the second stage. But yeah, last week Matt Grutenberg took stage 1. We had James Miller who took stage 2, and then the ultimate race winner was Matt Grutenberg once again. So, it's going to be exciting. And, you talked about the points. That's going to be fun too.
Yeah, he was all over the track last week, looking to try and do it again, as it were. But again, we had some points changing going on. Let's go ahead and bring that up right now. You got James Miller up front, Eric Lyda Second place, Hunter Johnson. Matt Gruenberg moved up to 4th in the points. Matt Moquin, Jeffrey Fisher, Thomas Wagner, Liam Sheen, David Gervais, and J.R. Hager rounding out the top 10. And honestly, you look at the point standings, and I would say top 7 still really in the hunt. Liam Sheen, 53 points behind right now, definitely not out of the running. So I'd say top 8 have a pretty good chance of winning this one.
Yeah, they definitely do, Chris. I mean, the big mover from last week was Daniel Schoolmester. He moved up 5 spots. He's sitting in 24th coming into tonight's race. So, these guys, there's a few races left, and like you said, they're pretty close in the points. So who knows what's going to happen?
Well, we're looking to close another chapter here tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway going to be bringing you all kinds of action. We've got about 6.5 minutes or so left to practice before we kick this one off. We do again apologize for the late start. Couldn't be helped. A little bit of an issue with the server and then having to get it running. So here we are, a little bit late, but undaunted as it were, and getting ready to go live again in about 6 minutes. So right now, I'm thinking, what do you got for a weather report on this thing?
Well, right now, Chris, looking at the info here at the track tonight, we are, like I said, we are sitting at overcast, about 65 degrees. We are under the lights tonight. The wind's coming out of the west at about 10 miles per hour. That track temperature, it's not much warmer than the air temperature. It's sitting at 67 degrees right now, Chris. So, these guys are going to have plenty of grip, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. They should, as we watch one go through the infield there. And, yeah, I look, you got nighttime conditions. It's cool. There's nothing to me that says anything about loose. Although I'm telling you, I'm watching some of these cars, and they're wiggling and jiggling a little bit tonight.
I think that's going to come down to, Charlotte's a pretty big track, Chris. A 1.5 mile track, 4 turns. The banking's kind of consistent. In the turns, you're looking at around, I believe, if I remember correctly, it is 24 degrees. The front backstretch share 5 degrees. So, these guys are probably maybe trying to push it a little bit too hard, thinking that those tires are going to stick. And, of course, we're watching a lot of guys practice right now. We're not sure of a fuel run right now, folks, as they haven't had a chance to test it when this happened, because the track, we had to fix the server and everything. So they're not 100% sure. But I would probably suspect somewhere maybe around the 25, 30 mile. They might have to do a green flag if it stays green before that first stage ends. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm can't wait. Honestly, I'm getting pumped up, getting ready for Charlotte. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, out there in the listening audience, we have a town here in our home state called Charlotte. So every now and again, you might hear the word Charlotte come out of my mouth. It's just a different accent, and I do apologize. We know it's Charlotte. We're ready to go.
Actually, it's vice versa there, Chris. We have a town that is spelled like Charlotte, but we call it Charlotte.
See, I was going to get that no matter what. I was getting that one wrong tonight. Oh, I give.
It's Friday night.
Yeah, indeed. Checkered flag's been thrown out there. I think we're going to stick with... No, we're going to go right to the Star Spangled Banner. We'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave
And we're coming back now for qualifying. And you see right now, just a few of the drivers out there have taken time so far. We're going to look in on Joshua Kane in the 5 car. Good looking car, that Jegs car. I like that.
That definitely is a sharp looking car, Chris. Those colors work really well together as he's making his, looks like, second lap now. Time seemed pretty close though, Chris. Right now we have Hunter O. Johnson, that O2 machine, who qualified with a 28.554. Matt Gutenberg in that 54, last week's winner and stage 1 winner, coming in second right now with a 28.614. So these times aren't too far off.
No, they really aren't. And it's going to, look, this track is big enough to get a draft going on, which is great. This turn 4, you have to watch turn 4. I've been bit by that one myself a few times here on service, and it's like the wall kind of sneaks in and in and in further and further and further, and then smack, you're in it.
Yeah, and isn't there a bump somewhere on this track? I remember when we're driving it through the rickies there, we always hit that one bump. Was that still in turn 4?
No, that's turn 1, on the low side of turn 1, and again, that's going into turn 1. You have to be really careful about that. It will upset your car, and an upset car here, it could be the difference between finishing and not.
You know, one thing, Chris, that always got me on this track, and even to this day, you know, I've been on the service now for about almost 6 years, and when you're coming through that little dog leg where you actually get the slotted lines, that always throws me off because you're trying to concentrate on the track there, and all of a sudden it just kind of goes all over the place. So that's going to be fun to watch tonight too.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of stuff to watch. So, well, we're going to see what happens here. Let's see. We've got 13 cars that have taken qualifying, and we got a lot more out there that haven't. So I think maybe some guys are going to be starting towards the rear of the field, it looks like, right?
Yeah, a couple guys that haven't taken it. Actually, one of them has the fan out there. Grandstand Video, thank you for dropping by tonight. I know you're going to be rooting for Jeffrey Fish on the number 16 machine. He has not taken a time yet. James D. Miller, Stage 2's winner last week, has not taken a time yet. Jake Klimovich hasn't taken a time. Jason Jacoby hasn't taken a time. David Gervais and Eric Lida so far have not taken times tonight yet, Chris.
Yeah, Gervais actually came on track, was about to it looked like he was taking some time. Maybe he was just showing off his paint scheme, but he stopped it, reset, and coming back out on track again. So he didn't get a good start. He didn't get the start he was looking for, must be.
Yeah, like you said, right now he is leaving pit road, Chris, and he's getting onto the racing service there in his number 24 Black Rifle Copy Company. It looks like Chevy, so we'll see what happens here as he takes his time. These guys still have about 4 minutes and 44 seconds left of qualifying.
And the answer, Virtual, actually, we started a couple weeks ago. Last week was our first week out. We had to knock some of the bugs off. We're doing a lot better this week. We'll be ready to roll for you. Try and bring everything to it that we can. And I'm currently speaking with one of the admins, and I've got confirmation. No second stage tonight, only one stage, lap 45. After that, it's green the rest of the way.
All right, I wonder if that's one reason. I mean, we started a little late there. They had a little bit of issue with the first room that they set up, so it took them a little bit to make sure that everything was right tonight, Chris. And, you know, they want to do 130 laps here, so that might be one of the reasons.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's all about starting a little bit late. We got 2 out on track right now. We got David Gervais trying to take time in that 24 car. We also have the 03. That's Jake Klimovich. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm pretty sure that's pretty correct. And looks like Liam Sheen is heading out on track as well. So not everybody's done. And they're definitely using up that qualifying time here, as we've only got about 3 minutes left to go. That Pony Express looks like he's done. And let's see if we can find the 23 car, Liam Sheen. And again, Liam Sheen, he's sitting there in 8th place in the points. And suicide prevention car.
So that's going to be the number 5 of Josh Kane, Chris. Right now, he is not on track, but we can definitely do that there, AC man, once he gets back on track.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Make sure you're out there talking to us. We're paying attention. We definitely would love to chat with you as the race goes on. And we'll bring you all the action that we can. Liam Sheen out there, currently in the 23 car. Looks like he's still trying to take his first lap here. We'll see how he does when he crosses the start-finish line.
Right now, they got about 2 minutes left of qualifying, Chris.
I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a bad looking car out on track. I'm going to be honest with you. Every single one of these cars, very clean, very nice to look at, and I can't wait to see them in action.
Super Modified Jake, your name isn't displaying. Now, that could be a couple of different reasons. There is a video that you have to change in iRacing Paint Service. You actually have to change a couple of different things there, so that could be the problem. You want to make sure that, I believe it's, you can't use red on the car and white, or is it
white numbers? White numbers are bad. White numbers make it not show up for us. All right, guys, that's the end of qualifying. We are getting ready to go live, and we are going to bring you the grid here in just a moment, just waiting for them all to get on track. And wow, awesome. We're definitely getting ready to go. As we sort through a couple things, we just got to get through a couple little things here, and the overlays will start catching up with it. These cars starting to catch up and get on track.
That they are, Chris. Right now, Hunter O. Johnson in that O2 machine has gained the pole award for tonight with that lap of 28.554.
So Hunter Johnson is going to take the green flag here tonight as we take a quick peek here at all these cars. And they're kind of all over the place right now. Like I said, everything will catch up here in just a moment. We're waiting actually for Hunter. Hunter has to take the grid. Yeah, in the overlays it has to be that way too. Hunter Johnson starts rolling away. Rick, we're gonna have to do this one quick. Go for it.
All right, Chris. So like we said, Hunter Johnson starting in position number 1. Next to him, the number 54, Matt Grutenberg. Next row, Marcus Smith in the 50 machine. Next to him is Andy Andrews in the 28. We got Logan Simmons in the 70. Derek Smith in the 66 is going to be 6th. Taylor Frey in the 38, 7th. Matt Moquin is going to be 8th. Josh Kane in that number 5 is going to be in 9th. Thomas Wagner is in 10th. Jake Klimovich is in 11th. Ron Holyfield is in 12th. David Gervais is in 13th. Liam Sheen in 14th. Daniel Schoolmester in the number 8 car is going to be starting 15th. Jason Jacoby in the 88 is 17th. Jeffrey Fisher, number 60, is going to be starting 18th. And rounding out the field, Chris, is the number 33 of Eric Lyda in 19th position.
And the pace car lights are off. Hey, Crystal, how's it going tonight? Appreciate you stopping in. We're getting ready to go live green flag racing here in North Carolina. Rick, here we go, buddy. Hunter Johnson getting ready to get this thing fired up. And dude, look, they're bunching up in. He hits the gas. We're gone. Here we go. Getting ready to start lap number 1.
Hunter Johnson got a good restart there, Chris. He's already starting to pull away from the field as they're trying to figure out what they want to do. They're just going side by side there, 2 and 3. That was a heck of a start.
Yeah, listen, Hunter's pulling away. We haven't even completed a lap yet, and he is gone. Right behind him, Matt Gruenberg in the 54, Marquis Smith in the 50. They're battling for position in second place. Looks like the 54 has the advantage right now. Gruenberg takes second place. Marquis Smith is in third. Behind them, the 28 car of Andy Andrews and Logan Simmons in the 70. That rounds out your top 5.
That does, Chris. Right behind them, Taylor Frey in the 38, still sitting in 6th place right now. He's got a mirror full of number 52 of Matt Moquin.
And Derek Smith in the 66, kind of watching, being a little patient. Right behind him, Joshua Kane in the 5 car. Ron Holyfield in the 17, just a little bit behind. Jake Klonovich. Oh, Jake and Ron get together, and oh my goodness, the 17's going around. We're watching it here live. 17 went around. We are under caution number 1, lap 3. We're going to take a peek and see what happened there. I think just a little overexcitement, but we're going to take a peek here. You see him right there, the 17 car. Ron Holyfield on the outside. And he gets touched by the 03. Then the 24 gets into him. And then the wall. So not a ton of damage. I don't think he got hit too hard, although the right rear looks like it's pretty banged up. We're going to see if we see if he can straighten that car out and get back out there and try to make his way back to the front. It's not how you want to start this race, Rick.
No, definitely not, Chris. I mean, like you said, lap 3 of 130, there's still a lot of racing to go. That just happens, though. You know, that's just part of racing. You know, the guys are just trying to find their position where they want to be, and unfortunately, he wasn't clear.
David, how you doing tonight, bud? Thanks very much for stopping in. Really appreciate it.
Looks like also, Chris, Virtual Racing Network's out there just saying to refresh the overlays and everything just pop up through.
Oh,
For the names that are missing.
We'll give it a try. I'm always willing to give things a try. All right, we're getting him back up. We're going to see if that works. Click the old refresh button. Kimmy, how you doing tonight? Thanks very much for stopping by MaxSpeedTV. Here we are tonight, bringing you the Drive for Suicide Prevention, sponsored by Sim Graphics. We got an early cautions to start this one off. Well, we're going to get her going back again.
I think the one person that didn't want to see that yellow flag fall out, Chris, was definitely Hunter Johnson there. He had one heck of a breakaway, and now he's going to have Matt Gruenberg on his inside.
Yeah, too early for pit stops here. And we're looking to get this one going back green just as soon as possible. So we're just going to take a quick peek at all these cars out here. There, like I said, there's some nice looking cars out here.
Oh, there definitely is, Chris.
They're starting to line up 2 by 2 again. It means we're going to be going green flag racing here very soon.
Yep, the lights in the pace car are off, Chris, so these guys are going to have a good time. You got Hunter Johnson who's going to be taking the inside. The 54 of Matt Gruenberg is going to be on his outside, Chris.
Now, it looks like about, we'll say from 10th on back, did come in for pit stops, so they do have slightly fresher tires. And we'll see if it pays dividends in the end here. Obviously, they also have a little bit more fuel, too. Yep, Virtual, you're absolutely right. He did not turn a lap, and so it did not pick him up. You are absolutely correct.
Thomas Wagner out there letting us know that the 43 feels absolutely wonderful tonight. This For the Kids car feels absolutely great. That is awesome. Glad to hear.
And we go green again. The 0-2, Hunter Johnson takes off like a shot, just like he did at the start of the race, Rick. And he's followed by Matt Gruenberg and Marquis Smith.
Matt Gruenberg probably trying to figure out what the heck just happened there, Chris, as Hunter Johnson just kind of pulls away a little bit. But he doesn't have that big of a lead right now, and these guys are going to be able to catch up to him. Right behind Matt Gruenberg, we got Marquis Smith. I'm going to say his name wrong because I think we were doing Marcus. But we figured it out finally. But he's in that 50 car just trying to figure out. He's laying behind Matt Gruenberg right now. Logan Simmons is sitting in 4th, and rounding up top 5 is Andy Andrews, the number 28 car.
Yeah, and the gap right now from 1st to 2nd, 0.3 of a second, and it's not changing too much as we go through the field just a little bit. Take a look at some of the action on the track. You see 2 wide happening a little further back between the 23 and the 03. That's Liam Sheen and Jake Klonovich. Right ahead of them, the 5 car and the 43, the 5, Joshua Kane, and the 43, that's Thomas Wagner.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Thomas is
he is blinking bad tonight. It is so tough driving with somebody that's kind of coming and going like that. The 23, Liam Sheen's got his work cut out for him, just trying not to get into him as the pass is trying to happen to the inside in the 23 car. Thomas Wagner right now actually seems to have settled down a little bit on that connection, and things are looking a little bit better for him. But boy, that was a scary moment right there.
It definitely was, Chris. You never know where that car is going to pop back on the track, but these guys are doing a fabulous job as the 23 is trying to get around the 43. It might happen here in the corner.
Oh,
Just ahead of them.
Sorry, Virtual was just talking to me and telling me a little bit about. I got you, bud. Very good. Thank you very much. Listen, I'll take advice from anybody. I really will. Even Rick.
I have advice.
I don't know. Right now, Hunter Johnson up front. He's got a, well, the gap is changing a little bit, but not by much. And Matt Gruenberg seems to be starting to catch up just a little bit. Matt Gruenberg in the 54 starting to figure things out, and that car is starting to move forward. The 50 of Marquis Smith just getting passed now by Logan Simmons in the 70 car. Marquis moving back 1 position in the 50 car. Behind them, the 5th position car, Andy Andrews. He's doing okay back there. You got to hold on to that top 5 spot at the very least. Matt Moquin in the 52, running 6th, running to the outside like he is. The 38 car, Taylor Frey, trying to take advantage, Rick.
Yeah, definitely, Chris. I've been watching this here as you're going through the front runners there, and the 38, 52, 66, they got one heck of a battle going on right now. Definitely Matt Moquin's trying to figure out what to do. It looks like he's a little faster on that high lane, and the 38 moves up behind him just to try to catch the draft and see what he can do.
Yeah, Taylor Frey moves up to 66. Derek Smith moves down. He's looking to take advantage of what might be a slightly slower car, but we're going to see right now. Oh, the 38 gets into the back hard of the 52. The 52 must have checked up, and Thomas Wagner does a great job checking himself up and making a pass in that 43 car.
Yeah, right now, Chris, the 43 of Thomas Wagner trying to figure out as he's going 3 wide right now, right down through the middle as he passes the 52 and the 66, Chris. Looks like he's going to be taking over that 7th position.
38 car seems to be in all kinds of trouble as he got bounced down to the inside, not of his doing. And the 23 rides the inside of the apron, almost gets that car loose, but the big winner there, Thomas Wagner in the 43, he said it was feeling good, and by golly, he is moving forward right now, running 6th place.
He did a fabulous job there, Chris. Just, find his hole, and that's just what he did. He went right for it, and that's exactly what you need to do, and that really worked out for Thomas now as he's sitting in 6th position.
All right, we move back just a little bit further. We want to take a look at some of the action back here. We got the 38 car and the 8 car. That's Taylor Frey and Daniel Schoolmaster in the 8 to the inside. Behind them, Matt Moquin in the 52. Looks like the 8 and the 38 battling side by side here, going through the corners, getting ready to go down the backstretch. The outside lane should have the advantage, and he does. The 38 pulls ahead of the 8 of Daniel Schoolmeister.
I'm sitting back here a little further, Chris, in 17th spot watching number 60, Jeffrey Fisher. he had his mirror full of James D. Miller. He's able to pull away a little bit, working with Eric Light on that 33 machine as they just cross the start finish line.
Jeffrey Fisher in the 60, and you see him, he's got cars all around him. Eric Lido just in front, James Miller right behind him, David Gervais, that 24 car feeling very beat up. You see the damage on the front end there, and he is definitely not up to speed. Back up front, Hunter Johnson in the 02. The lead is cut down from Matt Grunberg down to just under 0.2 of a second. Grunberg reeling him in. Lap 18 now of 130. We're taking a look at the number 70 car, Logan Simmons, kind of running his own pace right now, running in fourth. Behind him, Jason Jacoby in the 88 has moved up to 5th place, and that battle for 6th is still on as you've got Wagner, Andrews, and Smith.
Yeah, these guys definitely caught up to Thomas, and now they're going to put a little pressure there as Andy Andrews looked on the inside, Chris, but figured out he didn't have anything, so he just kind of slid up back behind that number 43, just right along with him. But it looks like he's going to get a run here as they're turning into, I believe this is turn, I'm lost, man. This is turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, turn 4. Wagner on the outside, able to hold momentum. The 28, Andy Andrews, has no choice but to kind of stay. Well, actually, he stayed down. A little pinch down from Wagner keeps Andrews at bay. The 28 loses a little momentum, and we are under caution. Was that Kane? I believe it was. Let's go back and take a peek here. I believe that was the 5 car of Kane. It was. And we're coming in just a little too late. It looks like we may have missed that one. All right, well, we'll go back live. We did miss that one, and pit stops are going to happen. Lap 20, Hunter Johnson leads them down the field. Down pit road, the 02 car, Rick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these guys just put in 20 laps, Chris. They ran a couple under caution, but hey, never too early to come down and get some Sunoco Racing fuel, maybe some Ford brand new Goodyear tires to see what we can do for the next little stint here.
Yeah, remember, too, that we're only going to have one stint tonight. Going to happen on lap 45, so you should be able to make it there from this point. That could change things too. Hunter Johnson, first one down pit road, and he is the first one out in the 02 car. I need confirmation, Rick. It looks like James Miller in the 25 may not have taken a pit stop.
That's what I'm seeing, Chris, here. The 25 Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation, the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation car, did not take a pit stop. So it's going to be interesting to see here. His car looks clean. He's looking for a little bit of track position. He qualified 17th right now. He's sitting on the number 1 spot.
James Miller may be running a point race. Maybe he's going to come down pit road this time by. We're going to find out here together. That 25 car. Right now, Hunter Johnson, who's led just about every lap here, excluding the last one, he is running in second right now. They are going 2 by 2, so the 25, James Miller, looking to kind of stay out there as the pace car lights are off.
Yeah, just going back, looking at the point standing coming into tonight's race, Chris, James Miller is sitting in that number 1 spot. So, this is definitely to get that bonus point and to be up front there for a little while. We'll see what happens. He's probably thinking, hey, listen, I know that stage 1 is going to end at lap 45. Might have saved enough tires and fuel to be able to make that run. So it's going to get interesting to see here.
We're going to watch. We are going to watch together. James Miller leading them down the back stretch. Pace car lights are off. Pace car is going to take turns 3 and 4, take a hard left-hand turn. We're going to get the go button again. Excellent shot of all these beautiful cars out there. The pace car, hard left-hand turn, the 25 in control of the field. Nice and easy, nice and easy. And he's gone. 25 car hits the pedal, but you see a back end of that car slip out from just a little bit. May have spun the tires, and that may be just enough for Hunter Johnson to try and work his way around him.
And now that 0-2 Hunter Johnson, he's not giving up, Chris. He's got just a little bit still on the outside there. He's going to see what he can do.
Wagner with a pretty aggressive move. Works his way up to third, blinking away though. He is blinking right now, so other drivers are having terrible trouble trying to find him. We're going three wide for second place. Thomas Wagner still in third. The Marquis Smith was able to take advantage of that and come out in second place, but he's got a gaggle of cars behind him and one car way out to the outside. That is, who was that car? The 23 of Leon Sheen. He was hung out to dry, but he's back in line now.
Yes, Chris, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it definitely looked like James Miller in that 25 might have spun his tires there on that start there. The 88 goes through the grass, Chris. He's still okay, but it is three wide back here, sitting in 5th, 6th, and 7th place there. Like you said, there's a big gaggle of cars right now. The 25's just kind of backing off, letting these guys do what they're going to do.
Hunter Johnson looking in the rearview mirror, enjoying what he's seeing. Everybody racing for position. Marquis Smith back there in second place solo, but after that it's 2x2, and then you got bumper to bumper 2x2. So these guys are really going for it here. Lap 25 of 130.
They definitely are, Chris. One thing that a lot of people probably on iRacing is not used to seeing. These guys are actually running stages, so there's stage points and stuff like that involved. So kind of like in the real life, you know, as you get closer to the end of that stage, or you know that stage is going to end, you want to go for as much position as you possibly can, and that's exactly what these guys are doing. And to answer AC Man, it looked like, we weren't really sure, but it looks like he scraped the wall, and he fell back. He is sitting in 16th place right now.
Josh Kane actually being scored on my end on 14th position, so he's working his way back up. Definitely not out of this one yet, Rick.
No, definitely not, Chris. And I'm actually showing the 25 of James Miller. He fell all the way back to 15th position, Chris.
Yeah, he was hung out to dry and didn't like what was happening with his car. Maybe he'll gather it back up and start marching back towards the front. Right now we're watching the 03 car of Jake Klinovich and the 38. That's Taylor Frey, Daniel Schoolmeister, and the 8 car Jeff Fisher in the 60. And we'll throw Derek Smith in there in the 66. These guys are going at it hard. Actually, we've got to throw one more in there. That's a 28 car, Andy Andrews.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to get nose to tail, Chris. Maybe work away, you know, try to catch back up to that lead pack right now. The 38 there was left out to dry, as the 66, I believe, was just moved up behind him to give him a little help, and the 03 moves up also. So that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to, you know, they're doing their race. They know that it's quite a while. They're back towards, you know, the mid-pack, so this is where the good racing is. And this is, you know, obviously where all the cars are right now, as they're going too wide right now.
Yeah, 2 wide, 3 rows back. This is great. Oh, we're looking for trying. The 66 car is poking his nose in like he's trying to get 3 wide. Not going to happen this time. Oh, boy. Oh, that's some close racing. The 60 car, Jeff Fisher, squeezed in front of the car, and I don't know how they didn't touch. I really don't. Fisher in the 60, Smith in the 66. That was some heads-up racing right there, because that could have just as easily been a crash.
Well, these guys are definitely doing a great job. They definitely have their hands full of the wheel right now, though, Chris, as everyone's just kind of bunched up. It looks like the 60 car, which I really love the colors on that car, also the Grandstand video car. Looks beautiful, but he is working on the 8 right now, Daniel Schoolmeister, and see what he can do there. And it looks like the 03 goes way up high, Chris, up towards the wall, which is going to allow the 60 to get by him as he tucks right in on the rear bumper of the number 8 car.
Jeffrey Fisher in that 60 car, absolutely driving the wheels off from that thing, trying to get to Daniel Schoolmeister in the 8. But underneath him right now, the 66, actually just by a nose, is in front of him right now. Derek Smith. Man, the battle back here is amazing.
It definitely is, Chris. I mean, when you think that the 66 might have it, the 60 pulls out just a little bit more and just makes that pass, as the 68 actually just tucked in behind the rear to see what they can do there as they're catching up to that number 8 car.
Daniel Schoolmeister, if he looks in the rearview mirror, he's going to see nothing but a whole bunch of Jeff Fisher in the 60. Jeff Fisher goes to the outside just a little bit, just a slight different line in that corner there.
And there he goes for the pass, Chris. The number 60, Jeffrey Fisher, takes that position away from Daniel, and number 8 to move up to 7th now. Jeffrey had he's back there towards the rear of the pack, but he's doing a good job, Chris, and he's definitely looking to make some track time up.
Jeff Fisher right now currently being scored an 8 as the 8 car. Daniel Schoolmeister fighting on the inside, trying to hold on to position. Right in front of them, you see the 43 car, Thomas Wagner. He's been moved back to 6th position right now. We'll go forward from there in the 70 car, Logan Simmons. A 70 car, top 5 run right now. Matt Gruenberg in the 54. Just passed, you just barely saw it. Marquis Smith able to get around him. Matt Gruenberg in 4th. Marquis Smith in 5th. Jason Jacoby, the 88 car. We saw him earlier, Rick, going through the infield, and now he's running 2nd in that 88 car.
Yeah, I think he made one of the famous moves there, Dale Sr., the pass in the grass, man. I mean, Jason in that 88 machine, he qualified 16th. Right now, he is sitting in position 2. So he's definitely on a move, man.
Yeah, he's sitting in position 2, and the one thing that separates him from the rest of the top 5, he has taken 2 pit stops already. And we got to go 2.2 seconds ahead to catch Hunter Johnson tonight in that 02. He is definitely on fire here at Charlotte.
He definitely is, Chris. He's out there for a Friday night drive, man. He's got nothing in front of him. Barely see the car behind him. He's just hitting his lines, doing what he's got to do. He's probably having a good old time right now. I mean, he knows that he's in the right spot. So, right there so far, he has led 35 laps, Chris, is what it's showing on my screen. So he's doing a fabulous job out there, and he has no pressure right now.
Yeah, he really doesn't. As we start heading towards the back end of the field, again, Jason Jacoby running in 2nd place. Matt Gruenberg, that's the 54 car, running in 3rd. Marquis Smith right behind him in the 50. Logan Simmons in 5th. That does round out your top 5. Right now, the 66 car, that's Derek Smith running in 6th. Taylor Frey 7th. Jeff Fisher in the 60s running 8th. Andy Andrews in the 28 running 9th. And Daniel Schoolmeister, he is running in 10th position. Thomas Wagner, something must have happened to him. Something's going on with that car as he is currently right now being scored. Ooh! 8 cars around sideways. No contact with the wall. The 8 car. Wow. Daniel Schoolmeister, good job getting all 4 tires pointing in the same direction. So we'll take a look at that one. That was a heck of a save, Rick. I don't know if you saw it or not, but he was completely sideways, and he was able to gather it back up. We bring it to you back on the instant replay right now. He had the 03 just underneath. Can't tell if there was any contact there or not, or maybe it was just aero upset, but he definitely went sideways, able to save it. No damage on the 8 car, and we are under caution again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just aero push or what that was, Chris, there, but I didn't see any contact, and the car is clean. Daniel did a fabulous job collecting up that number 8 machine.
Yeah, that was a wonderful save. That was really good driving right there. We're on lap 40. Competition yellow is supposed to happen on lap 45, so they may use this caution as the stage. We're gonna have to figure that out. Rick, maybe if you could find out for us as we start pit stops. Ooh, the 2 car, Hunter Johnson, made a big fake, and a lot of cars are coming down pit road. It looks like Taylor Frey in the 38 stayed out with Hunter Johnson, so it'll be Johnson Frey 1 and 2 as we're trying to figure out what's going on as far as the stage here.
Yeah, Thomas said that it will come out on lap 45, Chris.
All right, there you go. So I think we may have 1 green lap. Is that right? I think we may have 1 green flag lap before we go back to caution again, and that may be why Hunter Johnson decided to stay out. just so he could try and win the stage. Look, he's fighting for points. He needs everything he can get. Why not? He's proven that he's one of the faster cars out on the track. He's led, let's see, he has led 39 laps so far. I can't disagree with the strategy at all, Rick.
Well, no, I mean, he knows that that competition or the stage ending is going to happen in 4 laps, Chris. So he's probably just kind of holding off. You know, obviously these guys get bonus points for leading the most laps and whatnot. So I think that's probably what he's trying for right now. Hunter O. Johnson, he came in here tonight. He fell down from second place in the points, sitting in third. So he definitely wants every single point that he can possibly get right now, Chris.
Yeah, I think this is a long play version of we need more points than the other guy. Because Eric Lida would be sitting in second, and there's 13 points separating the two. So far right now tonight, we've got Eric Lida sitting in 11th position. So, hey, this is definitely looking like a points thing to me as they start lining up 2 by 2. And it wouldn't surprise me to see the pace car lights go out here. After, of course, we go down the back stretch, turns 3 and 4, across the start finish line. Maybe then we'll see the pace car lights go out.
It's going to be interesting to see how they actually pull this off. But right now, Chris, for the race summary so far, the leader is still Hunter O. Johnson. Laps completed, we have 41, working on 42. Laps remaining, we got about 89 laps left. Lead changes, only 2 so far. 3 cautions for only 9 laps, so it's been a great race.
Yeah, we're on board right now with Hunter Johnson in the O2. We're watching that pace car. We're going to see if the lights go off when they cross the start-finish line. And you can see how big the front stretch is. It's just massive, and we do see the lights go off on the pace car, so we're getting ready to go back green flag racing in just a moment. So Hunter Johnson, he started this one off on the pole. He's currently in first place. He's led 41 laps, and he's trying to see if he can get the stage win here.
Oh, if we do end up going green, Chris, you know, Taylor Frey is in there in that 38 car. He's qualified in 7th. Now he's sitting in 2nd, so it'll be interesting. But right now, I don't know, man. Hunter Johnson, he just has the knack for hitting that pedal right at the right time, Chris, just shooting out in front of everybody.
All right. Looks like we're getting ready to go here. And man, this one's been fun. It really has. I love this track. It's fun to watch. The fact that it's sitting here at nighttime, even better. As we go back, green flag racing. Oh, Hunter Johnson spins that tire at 38, gets into it. We're going to go back under caution. Oh, that was not the start that a lot of cars were looking for.
No, definitely. It looks like the O2. I mean, he's sitting on there on those old tires, Chris, so he just got into it and just went a little bit of sideways there.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that one again because it affected a lot of cars, Rick. And I think what we're going to do, yeah, here we go. We're going to play this one out just a little bit longer. And I think it all started with the first row. You see the 38 gets loose. He spun his tires. And man, it just collected a few different cars, and that is a shame. But here we are, you know, lap 45. We're going to be under stage. Stage winner here is Hunter Johnson. So congratulations to him. There it is, guys. The O2, Hunter Johnson. Unfortunately, Hunter's not in TeamSpeak, so maybe we can grab somebody else and just check in with him. I say we check in. Honestly, I want to check in with Thomas, as he's kind of been going back and forth here. Currently being scored in 11th place. You see some stuff going on the track. 28 car having a hard time with the brakes.
Hey, Thomas, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, I do.
Hey, buddy. Just wanted to pull you up there and see how things are going. We've been watching you go up towards the front, move back down all the way almost to the end, and now you're sitting in the middle, man. How's your race going out there?
You know, we're just trying to feel out our car right now. It's pretty good right now. We're just trying to figure out some stuff and see what we can do for the long run that we're going to have here pretty soon. Feels good. Shouldn't be pretty fun.
Excellent. Well, you guys are doing a heck of a job out there, man. It's fun watching this up in the booth. You guys are doing a fabulous job. I want to thank you for allowing us to broadcast this series, and we wish you luck there, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So there it is, folks. That was Thomas Wagner. He was in chat there earlier telling us that the 43 feels absolutely wonderful. As we saw, he's been up towards the front, he's been in the middle, he's been in the back, and right now he's back in the middle. So we'll see what happens as the race goes on. It looks like right now Hunter Johnson, that O2 machine, is heading down pit road along with a couple of other cars, try to get some fresh tires, get some fresh fuel, and get ready now that stage one is done. So usually what happens is they do the two stages just like in NASCAR, and then you have the race winner. But tonight, just due to a lack of time, this is the only stage that they're going to be doing. So, you know, the next time that we have a chance to talk to somebody, it's probably going to be the race winner. And right now, it's going to be anybody's battle.
Well, you're absolutely right, Rick. And, you know, we see Hunter coming in for a pit stop and a bunch of others too. And that leaves the 88 car out there as the race leader. Taylor Frey being scored currently in 18th. He's probably going to take the wave around.
And there is a Hunter Johnson in TeamSpeak, Chris, but he is down in another room for another league, so I'm not sure if that's the same one.
I'm not going to be the one to break it to him if he isn't.
No. I would love to see what's going through his head right now, Chris, because he has been dominating this race tonight. And, you know, he's falling back a little bit there going in for that pit stop, but, you know, it's still anybody's game. You know, we're only on lap 48 of 130, so there's still plenty of racing time left.
Oh yeah, plenty of time as the pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. The 88, Jason Jacoby, he was mowing down the infield earlier. Now he's leading the race, Rick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look through here, Chris, to see where Jason was in point standings when he came in here. So he might be doing the same thing. It looks like he actually fell one position last week. He came into the race sitting in 20th position. So, again, you know, he had a great pass in the grass. It didn't slow him down. He kept control of his car, and now he's just doing what he has to do. Now, I'm not quite sure if he came in at that last caution before we had the stage winner. So, you know, he might be in a good position right now as he's just going to be starting first. He qualified 16th, so, you know, more power to him right now. Marquis Smith in the 50 is going to be on his outside there, sitting in second position, Chris.
I think he did come in as the pace car comes down pit road, the 88 in control, and he takes off. A clean restart this time by the 88 car, and he has the lead over Marquis Smith in the 50. It's all starting to shake out again as we are green flag racing once again on lap 49 of 130. Cars are starting to come up to speed. Jason Jacoby up front in the 88, and as I was saying, Rick, I believe he did take it as pit stop right before the stage ended because I'm showing 3 down for him.
All right, so yeah, I mean, he got a really good restart. He got, you know, put a little time and distance in between him and Marquis, and we'll see what happens there. I mean, he's kind of doing just what Hunter Johnson did. Got a really good restart. He's in a good position right now. Those guys are going to be battling behind him. He's got clean track ahead of him, so he can just hit his marks, take a deep breath, maybe, you know, just enjoy that little bit of relaxation on that drive, and you know, he's definitely sitting in a good spot right now.
Yeah, it's if you're out front, you have clean air, and I think that the drivers are taking advantage of it. We're going to check in real quick here. Hunter Johnson started in 10th position on that green flag. He's worked his way up to 5th position already and on the move for more. Hunter Johnson in the 02, right behind the 03 car of Jake Klebovich. Hunter Johnson on the outside. Man, he is moving.
He is moving, man. The 66 tried to get something for him, but it just didn't happen there. Derek Smith wasn't able to stick with him there as he's kind of up on the inside. He's fighting really hard right now with the 60 machine of Jeffrey Fisher, trying to take that spot back and hopefully get it. Looks like he got it this time as the 60 moves up behind the 66. But following right behind there, Eric Lyda, sitting there on the 33. He's on a move a little bit, but he's going to be getting some pressure on the 28th as he just passed Daniel Schoolmeister. These guys are doing some fabulous racing, Chris.
Yeah, right now they are definitely taking advantage of those fresh tires. You see Hunter Johnson getting around Marquis Smith in the 50 for second place. The 02 only has one car between him and the lead.
And the way he's moving, Chris, I don't think he's going to have any problem really catching up to Jacoby there. It looks like the 50 and Marquis Smith just working with him a little bit there, but Hunter Johnson is on the move towards the front once again.
The gap right now, 0.6 of a second, almost 0.7, and it's cutting down.
Moving back a little further, Chris, into 11th spot. Last week's winner, Matt Grutenberg, in that number 54 machine. It's a little beat up there on the driver's side. Seeing what he can do as he's making a pass on the number 8 right now with Daniel Schoolmeister. He's going to make that pass. Now he's going to be looking at the number 25.
Yeah, James Miller right in front of him. And currently Matt Gruenberg is a top 10 car. He's running 10th position after that pass on Daniel Schoolmeister. So that was an important pass. Gets him into the top 10. And he's looking for more right now. As like you said, right in front of him, James Miller in the 25.
Andy Andrews right now in the 28 has a mirror and a bumper full of that number 25, Chris. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, see if they split it 3 ways and see what they can do, because Matt Grutenberg's right there behind him. '28 has nowhere to go right now, Chris. Just sitting into a 3 wide in the middle of the 3 wide right now, as the 25 was able to get around him. Just further up a little ways, number 60 sitting there doing what he has to do too to try to hold these guys up.
Jeff Fisher sitting currently in 8th place, and he's just kind of running in the middle of a line trying to hold them all off. And Gruenberg right behind him now.
I think one guy I don't want to be is Jake Kolkovich in that number 03, Chris. He has a mirror full of all kinds of different cars. He's holding back that whole pack right now, doing what he can do to keep in the 4th position right now.
Lap 57 of 130, Rick. I think it might be time to crank it up.
All right.
Man, no matter how you cut it, it is awesome to watch. And right now we have a battle for the lead. Hunter Johnson, Jason Jacoby, the 2 to the inside of the 88 for the lead. Hunter Johnson trying to take over the lead. He has already led 45 laps. Right now has a nose on Jason Jacoby.
These guys are putting on one heck of a battle right now, Chris. Andy Lambert out there in MaxSpeedTV land checking in with us. How you doing, Andy?
I know that name.
You do. We have one heck of a race here tonight, man. These guys are putting on a heck of a show. And I want to apologize to Jake in that 03. I don't know even what I said. It's that Vermonter thing. Klimovich. I think I said Klokovich. I don't know. I'm sorry, buddy. I apologize for that.
It's
I
the
was
heat,
thinking about that.
the heat of the moment.
battle.
Yeah. Up front
Man.
right now, Hunter Johnson just got by Jason Jacoby in the 88. Jason not really letting up, though. He's on the back bumper of Hunter Johnson so far. He's been the only guy to be able to put on a challenge as he moves his way to the outside, gets his fender to the left, right rear quarter panel, and then backs off.
Yeah, he definitely does, Chris. I mean, we still have a little ways to go, you know. So if he can hold off and just kind of cruise around with the 0-2 of Hunter Johnson, you know, maybe save a little bit for the next time they have to come in and see what happens. But right now, these guys are doing a good job. They got 69 laps remaining, so there's plenty of time to do what he has to do. But you're absolutely right, Chris. I think that's the closest challenger that Hunter Johnson has had tonight.
And we move back to third place. Marquis Smith kind of by himself right now, and he's, you know what, that's not a bad position to be in right now. You're not going to get in any trouble where he's running. James Miller in the 25 right behind him, running in fourth. You see Derek Smith and Matt Gruenberg, and actually Gruenberg is on the inside of Derek Smith trying to get another position. Gruenberg trying to get in the top 5. I believe that would be the first time tonight if he can crack it. You see Derek Smith blinking a little bit in that 66 car, but he's back, and Gruenberg heads to the outside. Derek Smith under attack by Matt Gruenberg in the 54. The 54 has the edge, and he has the outside lane, Rick, and we've seen this time and time again. Momentum.
Yeah, that high line's definitely working out tonight for these drivers, Chris. It seems like most of the passes that happen are on the outside, and as the 54 was able to get by the 66.
Gruenberg in the top 5 looking for more as he set his sights on James Miller in the 25. Gruenberg starting to catch the back bumper of the 25 machine. We're going to keep it right here and see if he can crack into the top 4. Gruenberg, last week's winner, absolutely dominated the show last week, looking to get at least a top 3 finish out of tonight. James
Hey, now,
Miller.
Chris, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and one thing really quick, James Miller right now running a very solid line, and actually, as I say that, the 54, Matt Gruenberg heading to the inside for the pass, Rick.
Well, Matt, definitely. I mean, last week over at Kansas, he really put on a show, man. And, you know, he's not done yet, so he's just trying to do what he can do. But James Miller right now, it looks like he's being able to catch a little bit of a lead there. But how long is it going to last? Who knows? I was just going to say earlier, Chris, we have 19 cars on the track. 17 are on the lead lap. Taylor Frey, I'm not sure exactly what happened on that 38 machine, but he's the first car 1 lap down. And it looks like Liam Sheen is done for the night there in that number 23 machine.
That's going to be a pretty big hit in the point standing, Rick, as Liam
came in tonight's race in 8th place.
8th place,
so,
yeah. That's going to be a big hit on the points tonight. The 54 car, we see it right now. Gruenberg gets past Miller for 4th place and slides up in front of him. Matt Gruenberg has 4th, puts James Miller back to 5th. Derek Smith in the 66 might be looking for it now. The 50 car off pace coming down pit road, Marquis Smith, and he's being followed by the 25 car. So pit stops are happening, green flag stops are happening. These must be cars that stopped before lap 45, Rick?
Yeah, I believe you're right, Chris. These guys are going to come down, get some Sunoco racing fuel and 4 brand new Goodyear tires is what I'm going to be guessing, because that's what I would do if I was in their position. As I'm watching Marcus Smith's number 50 goes up, getting the right side tires, and there goes the left side. So he is getting 4 brand new tires.
4 new racing slicks, full tank of gas, and he'll be back out on track. This one has the makings of maybe going the next 50 laps green.
These guys are doing a fabulous job right now. Hunter Johnson. He's just sitting there doing what he has to do in first place, Chris. It looks like the 88 of Jason Jacoby has just kind of laid off a little bit, just running their lines and doing what they have to do to see what they can do.
Hey, Jason Jacoby in the 88, he's sitting in 20th in the points, and if he finishes second tonight, boy, that's going to jump him up pretty good.
You know, so far he has a good race, Chris. He qualified 16th. He's sitting in second. You know, there's still a lot of racing left to do, but, you know, if he just kind of follows Hunter Johnson around, and we've seen it already, you know, we know that he can get beside that 02 car. So that's going to be the interesting part, see if these guys come in the pits at the same time or what happens.
And Jason Jacoby, the big mover for the night so far, up 14 positions from the start of the race, Rick.
Yeah, there's definitely been some pretty big movers, so it's good to see. You know, you got Ron Holyfield. We haven't talked about the 17, brought out that first caution there. He is sitting in 5th place right now, so we'll see what happens there. That's that beautiful Kodak car.
Yeah, it's 17 sitting in 5th, and he is under attack. The outside, David Gervais in the 20. Oh, excuse me. Oh.
I was going to say, that's the 25. James Miller on the move.
Ron Holyfield actually peels off. He's coming down pit road right now. Hunter Johnson staying out again in that 02. That's funny. He kind of came out of nowhere there.
Looks like the 88 of Jacoby's coming into pit road right now, Chris, as he locks up tires a little bit to get down to that 50-mile-per-hour pit road speed. Trying to see Matt Grutenberg, see what he's going to do. He just crossed the start-finish line there. He is now sitting in 2nd place.
Grutenberg in 2nd in the 54. Pit stops are happening, green flag pit stops. Andy Andrews in the 28 car, currently being scored 3rd place. The 24 car, we're looking at it right now, David Gervais. He's got some damage on that car, but they do have one fast repair, and you wonder if he just is saving it for a little later in the race.
Yeah, very well. Could be, Chris, but right now the leader is on pit road. Hunter O. Johnson coming down pit road, looking for his pit stall to go in and complete his service, so that puts Matt Grutenberg in that number 54 in 1st position.
We keep an eye on Hunter Johnson on pit road. You see the right side tires are up and changed. Left side's going up, so he's getting 4 tires in fuel. Matt Gruenberg peels off the race surface, giving up the lead. That should give way to David Gervais in the 24. And David peels off. He's coming down pit road. Next item up for bid, the number 43 car, Thomas Wagner. Thomas is currently scored in 2nd place. He should, there it is right there. He just got credit for leading that last lap as he got around Gruenberg in the pits. So Thomas Wagner, we've seen him go, and we talked to him too. Up, down. He is leading this race right now, Rick, and he's blinking again.
He is blinking, Chris. He does have some pretty big damage on that Toyota, so it's going to be interesting to see what he if he's able to get any of that fixed or not, as it looks like he missed pit road, so it's going to be interesting to see. It looks like he may be out of fuel.
Ooh,
yeah, he's wiggling that car quite a bit, Chris, and he is slowing down 105, 104, 103. But he is out of fuel. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, he is coasting it in. He's going to lose a ton of time on this one, Rick. We get back with the leader, Hunter Johnson, up front, and he is no stranger to it. Has led 58 of the laps so far here tonight. North Carolina is the place he wants to be as we start lap 78 of 130, and this one's clicking off pretty quick.
It definitely is, Chris, and just an update, it looks like the number 43, Thomas Wagner, is out of fuel. He's trying to squeeze as much fuel. He's moving that car back and forth, but right now, it looks like he got it restarted. I think he's just kind of saved what he has, but he is definitely going to lose a lot of time as he comes down pit road. I'm going to stay with him just to see if he can make it into his pit stall, Chris, and I'll report back.
So Wagner having his difficulties, but Hunter Johnson on the opposite end of that. The 02 still up front. He's got an 9 tenths of a second lead over the 88 car of Jason Jacoby. In third place right now, the 25 car, James Miller, Marquis Smith in the 50. He's running in fourth, and Derek Smith in the 66 running in fifth. Matt Gruenberg in the 54. Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know how he did it, Chris, but he was able to coast in, and he is now getting a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel and 4 new tires. His service is complete. So there goes Thomas Wagner in that number 43, rejoining the race.
And that one hurt bad. He went from leading this race to 2 laps down, and it was just all fuel. And that's a shame.
That it is, Chris.
Well, I ended on Matt Gruenberg here in the 54 car. He's running 6th place. Eric Lida out on track, currently running in 7th in that 33 car. Jake Klimovich in the 03 and the 60 car of Jeff Fisher having a battle for 8th place. We'll actually keep it here for just one moment, as this is a battle for position.
These guys have been battling all night, Chris, back and forth, back and forth. You know, Jeffrey is doing a great job in that 60 machine, but it looks like Jake might have a little bit of a run on him right now as he puts a little bit of distance in between, but as they go into the corner, it just sucks right back up again.
Different lines, different times of getting in and out of the gas pedal. It makes all the difference on track, trying to keep that momentum. And right now, the 03 definitely has a little bit of an advantage. We're going to check in on 10th place, number 5 car, Joshua Kane. Josh doing a nice job. You know, he was around earlier, and now he's back up running in the 10th place in that 5 car. He's doing a nice job.
Yeah, he definitely is, Chris, right now. He's just kind of running his race right now, doing what he has to do. He's got no pressure from behind. He's got not much from what I'm seeing there in front of him, as he's got a little bit of a gap in between him and I believe it's, I'm not sure who that is. It might be the lap car of Wagner.
Yeah, well, running in 11th right now is the 17 car, Ron Holyfield. Again, involved in an early accident, trying to just come back from that, really. And so far, running 11th, not bad. Matt Moquin in the 52. Ooh, actually just gets in the wall as we shift over to him. A little commentator curse action. Sorry about that, Matt. 52 got passed by Andy Andrews in the 28 car. So the 28 car of Andy Andrews now in 12th place. Matt Moquin in the 52, 13th. David Gervais in the 24 car. He's running 14th. And Logan Simmons, got to go back just a little ways to the 70 car. He's running 15th. Taylor Frey in the 38 car running in 16th. And Tom Wagner, 2 laps down after that debacle with the fuel, running in 17th. But that car's been fast, Rick. He's not out of this.
No, I don't believe he really is, Chris. I mean, the laps are starting to wind down, so we'll see what happens there. Kind of unfortunate, you know, with the fuel and everything for Thomas. It's kind of interesting. Right now I'm watching second place Jason Jacoby in that 88 as he's getting ready to pass the number 28 car. Let's see if he's able to do it, which I think he's going to just, going to go right on the inside and do what he has to do.
Yeah, that's the 28 of Andy Andrews, so 1 lap down. And the 88, Jason Jacoby, about 2 seconds behind Hunter Johnson. And Hunter really pouring it on this track tonight. He's led 68 laps here tonight, Rick.
That he has, Chris. He's doing a great job, and I think he likes the, hopefully he doesn't get too comfortable in saving some fuel and tires there, because Jason Jacoby in that 88 machine, he is quite a ways back, but you can definitely, Hunter can see him in that rear view, and if I was Hunter, that's not who I'd want to see in my rear view right now. I'd rather have a couple of lap cars or something in between, because, I know that these guys are going to put on a battle towards the end.
Yeah, this one far from done as we're on lap 88 of 130. And I'm going to do math. Stand by, 42 laps to go. That means we're going to have at least one more green stop. We're going to need more fuel to get through this one.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to stop at least one more time. The question is, when is that going to happen? Is Hunter Johnson going to stay out there as long as he can? But the problem is, is we saw what happened to Thomas Wagner, Chris. You know, you going around, you go past pit road, and next thing you know, your car's stuttering. So
Yeah, the last thing Hunter needs right now would be to run out of fuel. We saw that it cost Thomas 2 laps to do that very same thing, and that would just be an absolute heartbreaker at this point.
But I'm sure that's one thing that's on Hunter's mind, Chris, and that O2 machine. You know, he's just, it seems like he's not really pouring it on too hard. He's doing what he has to do to stay ahead of Jason Jacoby. But, you know, I don't think he has too much to worry about. He's dominated this race, led 71 laps so far, started on the pole, currently in first. He's had a fast lap of 28.737. And his last lap down a little bit, but you know, you can definitely tell that he is saving a little bit of fuel. He's not doing it drastically, but I'm sure that's on his mind though.
Yeah, right now the gap is about 2.5 seconds, and he's running about 1/10 of a second a lap faster than Jason Jacoby in the 88. And you know, if that pace keeps up, the gap's only going to get bigger. And he can start letting off, saving some fuel, doing what he needs to do to take this one home.
Right now, though, that biggest mover is definitely the 88 of Jacoby. Started 16th. He's sitting in second. He doesn't show a practice or a qualifying time, Chris. So he's doing a fabulous job out there. But right now, like you said, we have a caution.
Caution is out on the field. I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. Oh, it's the 50, Marquis Smith. We're going to go back and take a peek at what happened to Marquis Smith in the 50 car.
Looks like he's towing it back to pit road.
He just gets loose, noses into the wall. And, ooh. My gosh, Thomas Wagner almost got into him. He started mowing the lawn instead. And the 50 car spins it around, tries to get it going, and decides better of it and tows it back to the infield. Marquis Smith, not the way he was looking to end this one. He was doing a pretty good job. Top 10 car all night long. And now he's on pit road, as so too is the leader of the race, Hunter Johnson, coming down pit road. And this, let's see, we've got 93 of 130. It's going to be 94. So that's 37. I don't think he's going to be able to make it even with this stop, Rick. If we go green.
No, there might have to be another one, definitely, if it goes green there. So that's going to get really interesting, because that's going to come closer towards the end of the race. But that's going to be really, really interesting right now. Chris, we got 93 laps completed, 37 remaining. We've had 9 lead changes so far, 5 cautions for 16 laps. Hunter Johnson did not want to see this caution come out, though.
No, it erased a 2.5+ second lead over Jason Jacoby, and the 88 is actually on the other side of that. He's like, yes, thank you very much. I got a shot. I'm going to be on right on his side panels to start this one up again, and fresh tank of fuel, fresh tires. Anything can happen again.
Well, it definitely can, Chris, because if you really look at the lineup right now as it's showing on my screen, you got 2 other strong drivers that are right behind those guys. You got Matt Grutenberg in the 54. You got James Miller in the 25. You got Derek Smith. He's been right there all night long. You got Jake Klimovich, Eric Lyda. So these guys, you know, I don't think they want to see this, really. I mean, they did. The guys behind Hunter wanted to see this because now they're able to catch up a little bit. But I don't think Hunter Johnson wanted to see it. I mean, I'm sure he's probably happy that he's got 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel, but like you said, I don't think these guys can go all the way.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back to start the green flag laps here in just on the other side, about 30 seconds. Well, I said it wouldn't be long, and I wasn't lying. We are right back here. Pace car lights are still on. The 38 car up front, and he is, I think, just going to take a wave around. That's Taylor Frey. And trying to figure it out right now because he's not being scored a lap down. Did he not pit? He may not have. Oh yeah, he must have, because he's being scored 13th right now. So Taylor Frey taking the wave around. That's going to move Hunter Johnson and Jason Jacoby to the front row. Hunter Johnson to the inside in the 02. Jason Jacoby in the 88 on the outside. Johnson's led 77. Jacoby's led 14. This one is not done. It's ready to go again. Pace car lights are off, getting ready to go on down the back stretch. They'll take turns 3 and 4, and we're going to kick this one off again. So Taylor Frey, Andy Andrews, all getting their laps back. 14 cars on the lead lap as we're getting set to go green flag racing again. Your leader, Hunter Johnson, trying to bring this one home. Lap 96 will be 97 at the start finish line as we go green. Pace cars getting ready to take that hard left hand turn to fire this group of race cars up one more time. Hunter Johnson has control of the field, and he goes green, green, green. Hunter Johnson to the front. Jason Jacoby able to slide down in front of Matt Gruenberg in the 54 car. Matt Gruenberg in third, 25 car. James Miller battling for position up front. Hunter Johnson trying to keep it there.
He definitely got a good restart, Chris, but the 88's not that far behind him. Matt Gruenberg's right behind the 88, 25 cars behind him. So this could get interesting.
Maybe a few cars didn't want to see it, but I'll tell you what, it's going to add to the excitement here as we start winding this one down. Hunter Johnson out front in the 02, Jason Jacoby, Matt Gruenberg, your top 3, and we are really going for it now. Gruenberg to the inside of the 88, the 25 pushing just a little bit. 25 car of James Miller trying to give Matt Gruenberg a little bit of a push, trying to move that car, and we are under caution again. And trying to figure out, ooh, we got the 5 car, Joshua Kane. We'll find out what happened on the replay. And we're just catching the tail end of it, unfortunately. But the 5 car around and around, and it came off from the inside wall. Not a super amount of damage, though. I think he's going to be okay. I think he was probably a little upset after that one was done. But he's back on track. Still scored in the 14th position. So he'll be able to get past a couple of cars that are ahead of him. And it's going to become a shootout. They're coming down pit road. Oh, Hunter Johnson fooled me. Did not fool the 88 of Jason Jacoby. The 25, James Miller, stays out. Looks like Matt Gruenberg took the bait, or maybe it was planned, but he's coming down pit road.
Oh, right at that tail end, Chris, of where they're going to have to come in. I mean, we got 30 laps left. We're under caution, so they're not going to be using much fuel. So definitely a little bit of pit strategy there, I think, by Matt Gruenberg in that 54.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think this is all a strategy, and it might, that actually might play out. We're going to have to keep an eye on Gruenberg as he came down pit road when nobody else did. Matt Gruenberg in the 54 is going to come out with fresh fuel, fresh tires, and a fresh outlook on this race, I believe.
Let's talk about next week real quick, Chris. November 9th, we're going to be with the Drive for Suicide Prevention. They're going to be doing a flashback Friday, man, at Darlington. I'm excited for that. That's going to be next Friday, right here on MaxSpeedTV.
I always love to watch races at Darlington. And knowing that you can't watch him anymore live, it's good to see the old girl up here on iRacing. As we saw, I believe that was the 25 car, it was James Miller coming down pit road, deciding maybe fuel and tires wasn't such a bad idea after all. We're on lap 101 of 130 and we're not green yet, so maybe this is the right call. Hunter Johnson, he's staying out. He doesn't want anything to do with coming down pit road right now. He's up front. He likes it up front, and his car is really fast up front tonight. Although we did have to see, he did come through the field once, Rick.
He did, definitely, Chris. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Right now we're what is it, lap 102 of 130, so there's still a lot of racing left, but it's going to go by really quick, I think.
Yeah, 28 laps to go.
Max is excited.
Here on MaxSpeedTV, I got the sponsor dog, and he's just as excited about the race as I am.
Now, these guys have been putting on a great show tonight, Chris. I mean, yes, Hunter Johnson has been dominating, but, you know, like I said in the race summary, you know, we've got 101 laps completed already. We got 29 left, which we're coming to the start finish line, so it's going to be 28. We've had 10 lead changes tonight, Chris. It's just amazing what these guys are doing.
Yeah, it's been good racing all around, and I'm looking forward to more. The pace car lights are off, so we are getting ready to go back green flag racing, Rick.
This is where it's going to get interesting. Hunter Johnson has Jason Jacoby in that number 88 on his outside, Chris, right behind the 02 of Hunter Johnson. We got Eric Smith, who's been battling all night. We got Eric Lyda in the 33. Jake Klimovich, Jeffrey Fisher is in 7th place right now. Matt Moquin in the 52 machine, he's sitting in 8th right now. Matt Grutenberg is being scored on my screen in 9th, so we'll see how that works out for him there with that early pit stop.
Yeah, he could be the one in the catbird seat. Grutenberg coming down pit road has that fresh 4 tires, fresh fuel, and he's only got a few laps on him, and this is actually working to his advantage, not using a lot of fuel here on these caution runs. I want to just throw a shout out here to Thomas Wagner. At one point, he ran out of fuel. He was 2 laps down, now showing in 16th place on the lead lap as we get ready to go again. Hunter Johnson in the 2. Nice clean restart. He gets a nice jump to 66, trying to stay right on his back bumper. Derek Smith trying for second. Jason Jacoby on the outside.
Kobe trying to do a little bit of a slide move there, Chris. He was up high. Now he slides down behind the bumper and gets onto the inside of the 66. Looks like he's going to make that pass as we go through the turn.
Jason Jacoby in the 88 on the move, trying desperately to get to the 02 car of Hunter Johnson.
Number 70's coming down pit road, Chris. I think that was because he had a black flag cleared, so he was actually scored on my screen as the race leader, but something that we're fixing. So the number 70, Logan Simons, is in pit road having a service done right now.
Yeah, I was looking at that, trying to figure it out, so thank you for letting me know. I was like, I wasn't sure what was going on there. I knew Hunter was in the lead, so we were staying with him. Jason Jacoby in the 88. And Derek Smith battling it for second right now. Hunter Johnson with about a 0.5 of a second lead, a half a second between him and second place. And Jacoby and Smith getting ready to go here. Right behind them, we've got 3-car battle for 4th place. Klimovich, Moquin, and Gruenberg. Matt Gruenberg up to 6th place in that 54 car. And that strategy seems to be paying off just a little bit for him.
Yeah, that 54 is on rails right now. Chris is going on the inside of the 03, makes that pass. Now he's just got to get by that 52 of Matt Moquin.
Yeah, Moquin's stuck on the inside, Rick, not having the momentum The 54 should have the momentum. Not able to get around him that time. Moquin on the inside defends him off.
Yeah, right now they're side by side, Chris. Looks like the 54 is starting to pull away just a little bit, and there is the pass right now. So Matt Gutenberg takes over the 5th position. Matt Moquin falls back down into 5th.
As we take a look back to the 28 car, that's Andy Andrews running in 9th place right now. And we are under caution one more time. And let's see if we can figure it out. We got the 28 and the 03. Andy Andrews, Jake Klimovich. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. On board the 28 car, Andy Andrews. Just waiting to see here. Oh, it was the 03 had gotten into the wall, came down across the track, and Andy Andrews had no place to go. Absolutely wrecked him. Nose first in, and then the 17 car, Ron Holyfield, also involved with that. Tension starting to build here as we start getting into the final stage of this one. And there are some cars out there that haven't pit yet. Here he comes, Hunter Johnson, your race leader, coming down pit road. So this
in the 88 does the same thing, Chris, along with the 66 of Derek Smith.
This is where Matt Gruenberg's strategy may pay off, as he is out there, your race leader right now. Matt Gruenberg had come down pit road earlier for service. And wow. So Matt Gruenberg in the 54 car. Being scored your race leader, Matt Moquin. I believe Matt and Matt are on the same pit strategy.
I think you are correct, Chris. Right now, they're kind of happy to see this. But there's another guy who we talked a little bit about earlier, the 25, James Miller. He's right there with him. And look who's back up into 4th right now, Chris. Thomas Wagner in that number 43.
At the beginning of this race, Thomas Wagner said that car felt great. He has proven this thing tonight, because I've never seen anything like it. I think he's passed more cars tonight than anybody else on the track. He has gone front, back, back up front now in top 5 car, running in 4th place, the 43 car, Thomas Wagner.
You know, that Camry, that number 43 Camry, Chris, it's got battle scars, but he is doing a fabulous job, like you said, as he's up there just doing what he's got to do. This is going to get interesting.
We're looking at the battle scars right now, and that right side's, I don't know if there's a straight panel on that right side. The front's all banged up, the back's all banged up. The left side's looking pretty good, Thomas.
We got Joshua Kane out there, and Chad had a little bit of an internet issue, so the number 5 showing right now 7 laps down. Joshua, we're sorry for your issues tonight. Jake, same with you, buddy. You guys put on a heck of a show. Thank you.
Jake,
hopefully next week at Darlington, you guys can reclaim a little bit of those points back.
I'm just hoping we're pronounced his name right. I know how it sounds to us. Hopefully it's the same to him. Klimovich, is that right?
Klimovich is what I think. We'll find out, though.
We'll find out.
Yell at us now.
Yeah, we've talked about that, and that old Kodak scheme, man, you're absolutely right. That brings back some memories. And I didn't want to put a year to it, but yeah, you're right.
One little interesting fact with that for me in real life, Chris, is back when I worked for a local HVAC company, Climate Systems, we actually had a half-scale car that was painted that same scheme. So, you know, it's kind of close to me and really cool to see out there. Now, Chris and I are new to the Drive for Suicide Prevention League and broadcasting with you folks. So anybody out there who is in the league, next week when you guys go to Darlington, are you going to have throwback paints, or are you just going to be using the same paints that you run every week? That's my question. Because if Darlington, and when they do a throwback, that's going to be fabulous. I mean, we already got the Ernie Irvin one out there, so.
All right, we've got the pace car lights off. Gruenberg, your race leader, decided he was going to take this one to the outside. That's going to put Matt Moquin to the inside. Remember, Gruenberg in the 54, the outside row, is your leader. Behind him, Thomas Wagner. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're talking teammates right there. Thomas Wagner. No, I am not right. Not teammates at all. 54 must feel like he's got a little bit more grip up in that high lane.
And now that 43 is starting to blink again, Chris. Hopefully that evens out there once we go under green. But you are correct. Excuse me, I think you're thinking of Wagner Racing, which is Liam Sheen as the green flag drops.
Oh, the
Thomas
17.
Wagner and Miller.
Oh, we got one going around before it even gets going. Ron Holyfield, the 38 car of
Taylor
Frey. And there was one other. We're going to try and catch it here. As we were getting ready to go green flag racing, I think the flag had just barely dropped, and I saw cars spinning around. So we're going to watch this one again. As the car is going into turn 4, coming out of 4, down the front stretch, getting ready to go green. You see him tighten up. Oh, it looks like the 70 car may have gotten into the back of the 17. I don't know if there was a checkup issue going on there or not, but 3 different cars involved with that. Not the way you want to restart a race. We've got some cars stopped on track, trying to figure it out. One thing we know for sure, Gruenberg up front in the 54, Moquin in the 52 running second. And Miller and Wagner, I'm trying to figure out which one of them is really in third, as because they've stopped waiting for the pace car, it looks like. We're not sure the actual running order right now. We're going to get that to you here in just a moment. Okay, so it looks like Gruenberg, Moquin. A little tap there from the 43 to the 25 car of Miller. Looks like they're trying to settle out on who's third and who's fourth still, Rick.
Yeah, they're trying to figure that out now, Chris, find out what's going on. One person who didn't want to see this, you're looking at the number 54, Matt Rutenberg. You know, he had a good run. James Miller, he wanted to see it, though.
Yeah, right now, James Miller, I'm looking at the O2 car, currently being scored in 5th place, has led 89 laps, and he is not up front right now. We need some green flag laps to see if he can make it back to the front here. Looks like Gruenberg is going to opt to the outside again. Pace car lights are still on, so we go around again under pace.
Yeah, what I'm showing now in my scoring, Chris, is Matt Gruenberg is going to be first. Matt Moquin's going to be in second. Thomas Wagner in third. James Miller in that 25 machine is going to be fourth. Hunter Johnson in fifth. And another guy who didn't want to see this happen, Jason Jacoby in the 88 is showing sixth right now, Chris.
Yeah, Johnson and Jacoby cannot seem to get away from each other since about halfway through this race. And it's made some pretty entertaining racing, but I'm watching that 43 car, man. He has just he's driven the sheet metal off from that car, Rick.
Oh, he definitely has, Chris. And you know, no matter what happens tonight, he's got to be very proud of himself and his driving ability, because like we said, he started in 10th position, so he's kind of, you know, almost mid-pack. He worked his way up towards the front. He fell way behind. At one point he was 2 laps, and now here he is. He's sitting in 3rd position. So, Thomas, no matter what happens, buddy, congratulations. You've done outstanding tonight, and we're really happy and excited for you.
a yo-yo kind of night for the 43, and Matt Gruenberg sitting up front, kind of enjoying himself at the moment. 9 laps led for him at this point, and only 15 more to go. So listen, I thought this thing was probably going to be done, and I thought Johnson was going to come away with the whole thing. Right now, Johnson's got to find a way to the front, or he's going to lose this one.
Which is kind of, I gotta say, unfortunate, because he has dominated. He led 89 laps, and you know, now, but we're not done yet, so we'll see what happens.
Tom Wagner sticking his nose out into the high line, just taking a peek, checking out that fresh air. It looks like they've gone single file again for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that is.
I think they're just double checking to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, Chris. And you know, right now we got 14 laps remaining as they're getting ready to go into turn 4, and then go down through the dogleg into past that start-finish line. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, I've got something very interesting happening on my scoring. All of a sudden, it kicked over from 14 laps to go to final lap.
Yeah, mine did that too. I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure because the pace car lights are off.
I was going to say that just happened, so here we go.
Okay, well, we're going to go green. And we're going to keep this one going. We're going to keep an eye on the leader. We're going to stay with him so we know what's going on up front. We're going to be able to bring you the action as it happens. And it looks like Gruenberg to the outside. Moquin's going to bring it down to the inside.
Actually, Chris, thinking about it, I know exactly what's going on right now. The way that these guys set up and had issues tonight with the broom, I don't think they changed the timing of what they needed to do to finish the complete race.
Oh,
so that's going to get interesting.
Oh, no. I think you're absolutely right.
We've had it happen to us before, so I'm almost 99.9% positive that's what's going to happen. But we'll just see what happens here. They're going to be they're coming into turn 4 right now. Lights in the pace car are off, so it's going to get interesting. And it does say that it is a white flag, so.
So we're going. We're not sure where we're going yet, but we are going. And Rick, I think you're absolutely right. I think Matt Gruenberg just won this race.
I think you're absolutely right, Chris. And I think he might have been thinking that when he came down for that early pit stop. He might have done a little bit of math in his head and said, hey, wait, I'm going to go 130 laps.
I'm sorry, I want to say something, but I'm not quite sure what to say at this point.
Well, it looks like the cars are pulling off the track right now, Chris. So I think tonight, Matt Gruenberg and that number 54 machine has won tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the IamResponding.com 135 as he's burning it down, Chris.
Gruenberg in the 54, definitely going to be your winner tonight. Moquin in second place, and look who's also celebrating out there, the 43 car. Holy cow, it's Thomas Johnson.
No, it's actually Thomas Wagner, but he is burning it down, Chris.
Thomas Wagner, excuse me.
He has every right to do that. Like we said, he had a yo-yo kind of night, Chris. He was up front, in the middle, in the back up front, back in the middle, 2 laps down. Here he is. He's third. So what I'm showing right now, Chris, Matt Gruenberg, the winner. Matt Moquin in the 52 is second place. Thomas Wagner in third. Hunter Johnson in fourth. Jeffrey Fisher in the 60 machine worked his way up from starting 18th to 5th. James Miller in the 25 finishes 6th. Eric Lyda is 7th. Logan Simons in the number 70 is 8th. David Gervais in the 24, 9th. Ron Holyfield had a heck of a night tonight. Not the best race that he wanted, but that 17 machine finished 10th. You got Taylor Frey in 11th. Derek Smith in the 66, 12th. Jason Jacoby in the 88. He was doing good there in the beginning and was able to lead a couple of laps, Chris, but he finished in 13th. Andy Andrews in 14th. Jake Klimovich in the 03 finished 15th. Joshua Kane in the 5, 16th. 17th is Marquise Smith. Well, sorry about that, buddy. We'll get it right. We see you there in chat. Thank you for checking in. Daniel Schoolmester didn't have the night that he wanted. That number 8 machine finished 46 laps down in 18th place, and rounding out the field, the number 23, Liam Sheen, in 19th.
A wild finish to what was a really great race, and we don't have a couple of the guys here in chat, so I think what we're gonna do, let's get
I have all three, so we can bring all
do
three.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, first is going to be 3rd place, Thomas Wagner coming in.
Thomas, it's Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, it was a wild race. It ended under, from our perspective, it ended under odd circumstances. We figured out what was going on towards the end there. But man, oh man, your ride tonight, I'm going to call you King Yo-Yo. Front, back, finishing 3rd tonight. How does it feel, bud?
Oh, man. Best finish I probably had all season. It's a good time to get 3rd for this For the Kids Penn State Hershey Healthcare Toyota Camry up front. And, man, I knew once that caution came out that I had gotten it. And, wow.
You know, it's funny, Thomas, because like Chris said, and we're not calling you the yo-yo man because it's a bad thing. I mean, you qualified 10th, you went up to the front, you went down to the back, you went back into the middle, back to the front, you ran out of gas, you were 2 laps down. We felt bad for you, but you pulled it off, man. And it looks like you're actually out of fuel now because it looks like the 25, Mr. Miller, had to push you to get to where you needed to be, man.
I actually celebrated a little too hard and I blew it up. We don't need this car anyway.
Well, there you go. Now I have a question for you. Next week we're going to be heading over to Darlington. It's going to be the Flashback Friday. Are you guys going to have flashback paint schemes, or are we going to see the same ones?
Flashback paint schemes.
All right, man. That's going to be exciting. Listen, congratulations. You had a heck of a race, buddy, and it was fantastic to watch, and we're so proud of you to be able to come in here, finish 3rd. Is there anybody out there you want to thank?
Steven Siller, Tunnel of the Towers Foundation for all that they do. Penn State Hershey for all the help that they give these children. Mini-thon with Penn State. That's about it.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations once again. We're going to move you back down into your room so you can celebrate a little bit more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week.
And that's the 43 car, Thomas Wagner, coming home 3rd place tonight, kind of out of nowhere or out of everywhere. I don't know yet. But my goodness, what a race for him. Your 2nd place finisher tonight, Matt Moquin, Rick.
Matt Moquin, you got Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got a copy.
All right, man. Hey, congratulations. 2nd place, man. We watched you. I mean, you were kind of quiet there in the beginning, you know, just doing your thing. And then all of a sudden, boom, there you are.
Yeah, P2, that's really good. That's the best finish for Mocha Motorsports yet this season.
Well, that's awesome, bud. I mean, you qualified 8th, so you weren't that far back there. You had a heck of a race, man. Chris, you got anything?
I do. Matt, you came into the race 5th in points. Doing some quick math here. It looks like you're going to jump a couple here tonight, and that means a lot because I believe that's going to, I think at the end of this one, you're going to be in top 3 in points. What's that mean to you going into the last few races here?
You know, that's really awesome. I've been, P4 and P5 in the standings the whole season. But to be above that and to go above and beyond like this and finish P2 here at Charlotte's really awesome because that really locks me into the final playoffs. And, that makes me feel really secure that I'm going to get into the Final 4.
If my math is right, I think you have it. And I want to say congratulations to you on doing that for sure. And definitely look forward to what you have to bring for the next few weeks.
Awesome, thank you. Remember, hashtag Moquin Nation.
Right
Moquin
on.
Nation, there we go. Is there anybody out there you want to thank, brother?
Thanks to Coolest NASCAR Schemes on Instagram, and thanks to, somewhat thanks to Discord. They let me run their car, and it looks pretty cool, but no sponsorship yet. Thanks to all the guys watching, and hashtag Moquin Nation.
There you go.
There we go.
Awesome. The driver of the number 52 car coming in second tonight, Matt Moquin. And we've got only one more to talk about. I think the move of the night, coming in down pit road, getting 4 tires, getting fuel. The 54 car did it before anybody else, and he's coming away with a win tonight. We've got Matt Gruenberg, driver of the 54. Matt, Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yep, 10-4.
Hey, man, you've had a pretty good streak since we started up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of luck I ain't played into that, but we'll take it. Props to Hunter. He ran a good race, but it all worked out for us in the end. I feel bad for him, but that pit strategy where I pit early and got fuel allowed me to stay out and gain the lead for when it mattered.
Absolutely. We actually talked about that, and that's definitely what got you up front. You were able to hold off on a couple of restarts, so that, ended up making you win the race. Right now, or coming into tonight, you were being scored in 4th. Hunter Johnson was just ahead of you. I believe you're going to have points enough now to go around him in the point standings. So I'm thinking next week you're going to be in 3rd. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on making that last run for the top 4 there.
Yep, it's going to be a test to pass James. I know he's got a big lead, but every point counts, and we're just working towards the end goal.
Well, you did an outstanding job tonight, buddy, and you called it again. I mean, last week it was kind of the same thing. You talked about pit strategy, and that's what helped you win Kansas. So here you are. You took Charlotte, and congratulations. And I look forward to watching that 54 hopefully dominate next week when we go to Darlington.
Yep, Darlington's it's a tough track, but we'll get a few test sessions in this week, get some practice, and hopefully we can run up front again.
Well, that's awesome, buddy. Is there anybody out there you'd like to thank tonight?
I'd just like to thank Will for creating D4SP. It's a really great cause. Thomas for putting on the league, and then all my teammates. They really helped me out throughout the week, getting some practice in on the tracks, and we're just really helping find the pace. So just shout out to them, and that's it.
All right, that's it right there. The driver of the number 54 car, Matt Gruenberg, takes home another win here at Charlotte, North Carolina. And man, Rick, it was everything we thought it was going to be tonight. It was good racing. The track held up good. The drivers were on their game tonight. We had a dominating performance that didn't quite make it to the end of the race. And then just to throw it all in together, we didn't do the whole distance.
No, I mean, it was an interesting race. We saw Hunter Johnson, who finished in 4th place. He dominated the race tonight, Chris. Unfortunately, like you said, we didn't get to do the whole 130 laps. That kind of stuff happens on the service. There's nothing you can do about it. But these guys put on one heck of a show tonight here in Charlotte. I'm looking forward to next Friday already. I love broadcasting the Drive for Suicide Prevention Xfinity Series. It helps me get through the week, man, because I really look forward to coming here, watching these guys drive. And next week, I'll see you in Darlington, bro.
We'll be ready to go. And until then, thank you very much for tuning in to MaxSpeedTV. Good night, everybody.
Good night, and thanks for watching.
To the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkett goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolka. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out